Hi Taurus, and welcome to your energy reading for April 2017. April shows the start of new seasons, spring in the northern hemisphere, autumn in the southern hemisphere. I hope they're both kind energies to you. April also brings the start of a new celestial cycle, a year and a new 9-year cycle. So things that we embark on now can be things that are set for the long term. Prior to coming online, I have shaken a Feng Shui fortune telling stick. Just shake these till one comes out. It does get loud, so I like to do that off camera. We got the number 2. So the second day may be important to you. Each stick has a snippet of information for you, and yours is: you will soon receive news of great importance. The number 2, when related back to the major arcana, brings us to the High Priestess. The High Priestess talks about intuitive insight, intuition leading to solutions to everyday problems. It's the influence of woman. It's hidden influences. She talks of mysteries and secrets. We may be fully aware that something's been withheld from us at this time, or withholding something from ourselves. To any men watching, it may be an unwillingness to accept the part of ourselves which is feminine. Getting in touch with our intuition, getting in touch with our heart center and our connectiveness to the universe. Masculine energies are the lower chakras of our body, and feminine energies are the higher chakras of our body. So maybe it's a time to start looking within ourselves and accepting and acknowledging our intuition, our insight, our emotions, and coming away from the physical masculine elements of our everyday life. As I say, the second may be an important date. When we look on the zodiac chart, the second house is ruled by yourselves, by Taurus. So it focuses on money and earned income, material goods, self-worth, your attitude to money, physical security, values and possessions. Maybe this is somewhere where we always focus, or we've put a lot of focus recently. And maybe the relevance of the High Priestess is saying it's now time to come out of that sector and work on other aspects within our life. The reading today I'm going to do is a spread of my own devise, though I am sure there's plenty out there that resonate with it. I'm using my Mythic Tarot deck from the 80s. It's a deck that I've used for over 30 years. Battered, but my true treasure. The reading we're going to do, I call Messages to Ourselves. It consists of 12 cards. The first 3 cards pulled out are what our higher self, our intuition, our spirit guides, however you relate to the collective energies. 3 messages to focus on, or to acknowledge, or to pat ourselves on the back for, from our spiritual side of our persona. The second 3 cards relate to our body. This line represents physically what's going on around us, physically the state of our bodies, or physically what we need to do in this month of April. 3 cards for Taurus for the physical, please. The third line represents our heart. In this line we have 3 cards with messages from our heart and what our heart wants to see us focus on or acknowledge within the month of April. Oh, secrets, mysteries, three cards to represent the heart for Taurus, April 2017. And finally, the last 3 cards in our soul line are messages that Spirit wants us to acknowledge. Sorry, not Spirit, Soul. 3 messages that Soul wants us to focus on or acknowledge in the month of April 2017. At the bottom of the deck for the overall energy, we have the Knight of Cups. Now, the Knight of Cups can talk about an emotional proposition. It can be an offer of love from somebody. It can be you offering love to somebody. It can signify this is where we need to focus. Maybe it's somewhere we've been neglecting in our lives. The card does speak to water signs. There may be a water sign relevant around this time, Pisces, Scorpio or Cancer. Usually with the Knight, I see it as a Pisces because we have a fish here jumping out of the water. It may be a significator to say we need to get in touch with our emotions. Maybe we've been a little bit detached, we've been focused on other things far too much, and it's a time now to come back to our heart centre and look at our emotional state. Within these readings, I will only pull out immediately what jumps to mind. As I said on other videos, I don't spend too much time thinking over the cards and looking at all the other alternatives as to how they can match together. I believe that tarot reading is there as a guide for you to use your own intuition to spark something in yourself, a self-awareness. If there is anything that does resonate with you and you want to look into it more, feel free to contact me. I'm quite happy to go in detail on a personal level with somebody. So, the first message we have from Spirit is Temperance. This is a major arcana. Temperance talks about balance. It talks about harmony. It talks about knowing that no matter how much we pour our emotions into something, our emotions are eternal and refill all the time. Temperance talks about having patience. So maybe we are being a little bit impatient at the minute over certain things. And patience is needed. Maybe it's patting us on the back that we are patient and we're not rushing into things at the minute. Temperance card does also signify a fire sign of Sagittarius, so there may be a Sagittarian about at the minute. The second card we have is the Emperor. Now, the Emperor actually comes back to Aries, which is the time frame that we're in, and a fiery energy. But the Emperor speaks of being the master of his game. He's got there. He knows his self-worth. He knows how to delegate. He's mastered the swords. He's mastered the cups. He's mastered the pentacles, and he's mastered the wands. His passions, his emotions, his thoughts, his communication, and the physical world around him. The Emperor can also signify a person who rushes out there and takes what he wants without thinking. It can also be a warning of not all battles are won by yielding your sword. Sometimes having patience and understanding regarding a situation, using our intuition, which is wearing the purple robe, and trusting and believing in ourselves can get us better results. And the final card from Spirit is the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords speaks about finding a truth, or having an insight into something, or finding clarity in thought, or clarity in speech, having good communication skills. It does also talk of a brand new beginning. And it could be a brand new beginning in how you think about things. Maybe we've hit a point where we've let things go. We've got over some past hurts, and we are refreshed, clear-minded to move forward on our spiritual path. In the second line, which is the line of physical, we have the Ten of Swords. Now, I did just say here, maybe we've got over heartaches from the past. In the actual physical, we're at the Ten of Swords. The 10 is the end of the cycle. From here, we go back to the One of Swords and start building up another cycle in communication and thoughts, our thoughts. The Ten of Swords signifies in other decks, all these swords are actually stabbed into the back of this person laid here. And though it seems a very frightening card, this card signifies that when we got to the Nine of Swords, we had hit our limit. We won't take any more situations that are not right for us. With this card, we're pulling all them swords out. We're not judging ourselves anymore. We're not letting others judge us. We're not letting other people mistreat us or stab us in the back. We're moving on, and we're going to that new start and leaving behind anything that doesn't serve us. So maybe April is a time of laying all the things from the past to rest and moving on with new energy. The second card we get in the physical is the Two of Pentacles. Now, the Two of Pentacles, this guy's been working his Meta Pentacle, and as he's progressed to make two, he's given himself a good amount of balance. He has to juggle quite a lot of entities at the same time, but he's widened his horizons and has more tools to work with now. It is a card talking about juggling many things, but in the upright, it says that we're doing it fine. So there may be a lot of different issues that we've got to juggle around in the month of April. And the final card in the physical is the Knight of Swords. Now the Knights are often, we've had the insight, we've had the idea, and we're going to charge ahead with what we want to focus on. Swords mean clarity of mind, or our mind's degree of clarity, and speaking our truth. This knight has just been given his sword and he's off. He's the seeker of truth. We did mention on your 2 feng shui stick that there may be secrets and mysteries surrounding you. This guy's in search of getting to the bottom of it and getting to the truth of the matter. It doesn't necessarily mean it's with somebody else. It could be a case of looking inside ourselves to see the truth of what has gone in the past and how we've been treated, and moving ahead with a clearer head and looking for something that is more truthful and honest in our future. The swords are governed by air energy, so there could be an Aquarius, Libra or Gemini in the mist somewhere in the month of April, or it could be you have mental clarity to move forward in a situation. First message from the Heartline is the Devil. Now the Devil card, it talks of addictions, it talks of dependency, it talks of being trapped and bound to a situation that we feel we can't get away from. It talks of addictions to alcohol, to drugs, to having too much of a good time, even sexual addictions. Sexual addictions probably more than anything else. You know, giving in to them desires and passions. I believe with it being in the Heartline, this is a warning that we have to face these addictions. We have to cut these chains that bind us to something that doesn't serve us, no matter how much we think it does. Be it a codependent relationship, be it an addiction to avoid the reality. The heart is saying we need to let go of addictions. It's not necessarily your own addiction. It could be an addiction of someone around you that affects you too, and it hurts your heart to see them struggle. The Devil does also talk about a Capricorn, so there may be a Capricorn involved in this situation. The second card we have is the Page of Wands. Now the Page of Wands talks about a young, passionate energy. So maybe we found a passion in life and we're just running away with that passion. It is a fast energy, so things could move around us very quickly in April. It can signify a fire energy, someone who is passionate around us, and a fire energy being Leo, Aries or Sagittarius. And the final card from the heart is the Seven of Cups. Now the Seven of Cups talks to our emotions. And in this card we're in a situation where we have quite a few options in front of us. But the card brings a warning. Think about these options. Take time to uncover the mysteries that are there, to get in touch with our intuition, our higher self. You know, ask for guidance to make the right choice in options that are available on emotional level to you in this time period. The first message from the soul is the Eight of Swords. Now, the Eight of Swords is a card of restriction. It's a card of feeling blocked, feeling tied, feeling pending. But this card is no other person's doing, it's your doing. It may be a time where we feel we're being judged by everybody, or we're being judgmental of ourselves. It's all about mind control with this card. This is the card where we've let ego and fear rule our mind rather than our intellect and our intuition. We have put ourselves in a place where we feel we can't move forward, and we've done it by what we're thinking. So this card says, the soul says, you have to pull these swords out, stop negative talk to yourself, start being kind to yourself, accept, yes, we all make mistakes, we are having a human experience. We are all capable of being judgmental or being judged, but these things are all irrelevant, and we cannot let them play on our mind. We have to clear the decks, get rid of any negative thoughts that we are carrying with us, and build on what positives we have around us. It can also talk to communication, so be careful in your communications. Think before you speak with that card. The second card from Spirit is the Page of Pentacles. Now, the Page of Pentacles is your own sign. So, there could be another earth sign around you, Capricorn, Taurus or Virgo, but it speaks of a young energy. This, out of all the pages, could speak of a child. There could be some connection to a child, a soul connection to a child. The Page of Pentacles usually comes in and gives us the inspiration for something in the material realm, in our reality we want to manifest. It could be a card just telling us to come back down to reality. But it can also be a card of acknowledgement that something in our material life is missing, and it's now time to take steps towards producing something in our materialistic world. And the last card from Soul is the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords talks about heartache, a real feeling of being stabbed in the heart. This card can often be depicted as being in a three-person scenario in love. It could be a friendship and someone interfering. But it talks about actual physical heartache from a situation. So let's have a quick overview on what we've got here. So maybe our message from Spirit is having a good balanced outlook, a good temperament, and a peaceful environment, a peaceful mind, and patience we can be the emperor, or we are the emperor. We've got to use our insight, our intuition with the emperor, and this peace and balance we have in the temperance maybe what surprised the Emperor with this, so he doesn't barge forward brutally to attain his goals. These two combined lead to clarity and a new start, or a new idea, a new concept, a new beginning of some kind. That card also can mean the victory. So maybe Spirit is saying we've learnt to balance our emotions, or if we balance our emotions, we can be the emperor of our own life, which we all should be, and we have a victory on the horizon. In the physical, we have to walk away from negative situations. We have to realise where we've been investing energy and it's not been productive. We have to realise some people do take advantage, and some people will hurt us or have hurt us in the past. It's time to discard anything that will not serve you going into the future and move on with a clear path, starting again on a cycle of swords. There may be lots of things to do in the month of April, but with patience and focus, we can juggle all that needs to be done and move forward quite swiftly, actually, into a new beginning. Though, take heed, this one can go a bit too fast. You can rush into situations without thinking, in a quest to find the truth. Messages from the heart. We may have a Sagittarian around us at the minute. A Capricorn around us at the minute. It was Spirit where we had a Sagittarian and an Aries. But that may be just a signifier that we are in the energy of Aries at the minute. And Aries energy is the young prince who's been given the sword to go out and find his kingdom, define his kingdom, and he can be quite brash with it. Sometimes we have to sit back a little bit, listen to our feminine side, the higher chakras, our intuition, our heart, and what our heart desires, and do the thing that is good for all, not just for self. The heart says we could have a Capricorn that's connected to our heart. But this card does talk about addictions, feeling bound to something, feeling there's some ties that we cannot break away from. And it is all within our own mind. We can break away from these things. It does talk very much about addictions, and maybe the heart's saying we have to look at what habits we have in life, or how we relate to relationships. It doesn't have to be a love relationship. It could be family. It could be friendships, and assess if there's some kind of dependency. It may not be you that's dependent, it may be somebody else, but it affects you. By looking at this and facing this, we can find passion to start a new beginning and to move ahead passionately with something new, or passionately away from this kind of energy. Be aware, we have lots of choices, Your heart may be pulled in lots of different directions, but a lot of these cups offer nothing. They offer nothing new. They offer nothing that will actually work for you. So take the time. Excuse me. Take the time to assess the options that are laid out in front of you. You know, go within yourself and speak truthfully to yourself. Take into account what your heart feels about with calm emotions. Look how calm this sea is around them. With calm emotions, don't answer yourself in an emotional state. Have control of your emotions. Don't get too excited about something. If you get excited about something, it's usually the ego that's wanting that. The ego finds it very attractive. And we don't want to make decisions on our ego. We want to make decisions on our heart and our intuition. So maybe go in, find time to go inside and consult our heart on the choices that are available to make the best choice possible in the month of April. Messages from our soul. Negative self-talk. The feeling of not being worthy, of being judgmental or being judged, of feeling trapped, letting go of all of this mindset. Again, this mindset is an ego mindset. It's ego that makes fears come to light, so we don't change, so we don't grow. So getting rid, and 8s are a really karmic number. So, if you're stuck in this mindset of putting yourself down, as the number 8 is the affinity sign on its side, what comes around goes around. We will just produce more and more of this and tie ourselves into this bound situation more. Clear out all them negative thoughts. None of it is truths. It's just what our fears and our ego want us to believe, so we don't progress further. Listen to your gut instincts, listen to your heart and your intuition, and they will lead you out of this path. Talk logically to yourself, talk kindly to yourself, self-forgiveness. And by doing that, we can have a brand new start on the materialistic or in the reality of our lives. We can move forward and bring something new into our environment. As long as, no matter what heartaches we've been through, yep, they do hurt, there's no denying that, but we can get over anything that crosses our path. We're not sent it if we can't get over it. And these heartaches, even if it is a 3-way situation, we are not sent anything that we cannot handle. Put it down to experience. Everything happens to us to teach us a lesson, to make us grow and move forward. Let go of this heartache to enable a new start. From that, I think we may be all of April actually looking at where we are and what we need to do, and setting the foundations for something new to kick off in May. As I say, if there's anything else, anything that resonates and you want to look into it more, I would suggest getting in touch with me. I'm quite happy to do that. 1, 2, 90% of what we face in April are of your own choosing, are of your own mindset, and are things that you can have control over. We only have Temperance and the Emperor and the Devil, which are major arcana. And even though these are influences that are in our lives that are more divine, they're sent from the collective energies. Temperance is a protection card, it's a helpful card, it's a advice card to keep balanced and know that no matter how much you invest in something, even if it's felt lost and a waste of time, we can always replenish it. There's always more to give. We are in the energy of Aries at the minute, and we can be quite masculine and brash and really down in the physical, that grounded, that we're only looking at what's physically around us and how we can better ourselves. And I do think this has come to make us aware that we've got to be in touch with the higher feminine side of ourselves and combine the two to get the good balance that we need and find a victory in our future. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 sword cards. The sword cards do talk of communication and thought process. With the 5 sword cards that you have laid out, I would say we're too much in our mind. Our mind is playing tricks on us. We're letting it run away with ourselves, and we're making situations seem a lot bigger and a lot harder hitting than they actually are. It's time to come out the mind and take control of our lives, and walk away from anything that doesn't serve us. We only have 2 Pentacles and 2 Cups. Only 1 cup in the reading, but the Knight of Cups, that is our overall energy. I mean, maybe there is an offer coming in and we are that trapped in our thoughts and beliefs and in our mindset that we're not even seeing it. And maybe this offer of love does wipe out the feelings of betrayal in the past, or the hurt that we may still be going through from something of the past. But it's time to walk away from these feelings. Yep, learn from them. Yep, but don't live in this energy. We have to move on. Well, Taurus, I hope April is a good month for you. As I say, if there's anything else that you would like to look into in more detail, don't hesitate to get in touch with me. Take care.